Should you scout for Kieran and Hydrapple? Are they any good? Guys, the 6th year anniversary of Pokemon Masters is happening really soon. And by soon, I mean end of August, September updates. And a couple of days before that, we always have like bait units. Bait units, what does that mean? Sync pair is relatively attractive in the form of, I don't know, like meta, breaking, whatsoever. I do not know. We're gonna see if Kieran can break any metas, but I would say that Kieran is a very popular character. And if you do not know who this guy is, this is supposedly the champion of the Blueberry League in the Scarlet Violet DLC game. So you have to get the DLC before you get to meet this guy. He comes out in 2 DLCs. He's obsessed with Ogre Pawn and getting stronger and defeating whoever your character is in Scarlet and Violet. So, is he any good? We're gonna see. This ink pair comes out on the run up, which is on August 18, and lasts a fairly long time, more than 1 month. He is a field unit with an EX roll of tech. That alone tells us that his sync move will not hit every single opponent unless he has a passive or something that allows him, just like probably Arc Suit Ethan. We're gonna check that out for in a bit. And this ink pair has an exclusive lucky cookie which you can obtain from his event, Speeding Sun 2. Pathetic. Pathetic. But now, let's take a look at what he can offer, guys. So, this is a Tera or terrestrializing sync pair. I still do not know how terrestrializing works, but just by looking at his stats, guys, I lowered the level to 150. This is Bri-Bri's website. And Bri has the level defaulted at 200. I'm like, how many sync pairs can we level to 200 anyway? So I'm keeping it at level 150 since it's way easier to get certificates of excellence now. I'm really thankful for that one. So attack wise, it's 430, 200, just take a look at those stats. And by EX rolling him, he get these little buffs. But guys, with the passive skills, second passive skill called Debut, Fighting Sync Terra, I think that's how it's pronounced. The user terrestrializes into fighting type the first time it enters a battle each battle. So I'm pretty sure that you change into your second form or your Terra form immediately at the start of the battle, which is, this thing with the, punching bag on its head, the jewel whatsoever. And by terrestrializing, your stats actually increase, guys. So your attack stat is at 530 just to compare. This is 450, and by terrestrializing, your stats go up by quite a bit. HP stat quite high. By unlocking his EX roll, his HP stat goes up to 1000 at level... What? No. 150. 854 HP, guys. So 450, just, whatever those stats were earlier. Again, let's take a look. 450 with the terraform. If we do not terraform, is it the same? I'm confused right now. 450, 400, 430, 450, and by terrestrializing, no, the stats remain the same. I got confused because it's auto leveling 200 earlier. So, no, the stats do not exactly change, guys. My mistake. But the passive skill changes. The second passive skill changes to Kitakami Sunlight, which turns the field of play to fighting zone when the user turns the weather sunny. So how do you turn the weather sunny? Well, do you have Sunny Day or something like that? Well, you have a buddy move, Red Ripe Sunny Day, which makes the weather sunny, reduces your sync move countdown -1, increases the sync move up next, effect of all allied sync pairs by 2 stat ranks. You have Breaking Swipe, you have Potion, you have Won't Hold Back to maximize an ally's attack stat, maximize that ally's critical hit rate, and gives that ally a gradual healing effect. You can use this once on any ally without an MP refresh. Aside from that, as a master passive, you have Paldea Flag Bearer to power up everyone's normal attacks and reduce normal damage from the opponent. Take note that this does not apply to sync moves. You have Super Sweet Syrupy Apple, which, Hem in 9, Sunny Days 9. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this, but that's fancy. Okay, it lowers the opponent's evasiveness -1 stat rank when the user attacks the opponent. Lowers the opponent's defense as well when the attack move is successful when the weather is sunny, and then lowers the target's special defense -1 when you attack the opponent when it is fighting zone. So let's break this down. Breaking Swipe is your regular attack. Breaking Swipe hits every single opponent, lowers every single opponent's attack stat -1. Then, by Super Sweet Syrupy Apple, without any weather zone terrain whatsoever, every single time you attack the opponent, you get to lower the opponent's evasiveness -1. If the weather is sunny, you lower the opponent's defense as well. And if it is fighting zone, you also lower the opponent's special defense. So, combining everything, if every single condition is up there, when you use Breaking Swipe against an opponent, you get to lower their attack stat, their evasiveness stat, their defense, as well as their special defense. Okay. And the fourth passive skill, Power Play, the lower the opponent's stats are, the stronger the sync move is. And this is one of the strongest, multipliers for sync moves. So I like that he has a built-in Power Play in his kit. So aside from that, basic, you have Potion. And then you have what is called a Terrestrial move, which you have Topaz Terra Blast, and you can use this an unlimited number of times, but I think this will deactivate every single time you use it, and you'll have to use your sync move once again in order to activate this. I'm not sure why it's not here in the activation and the oh wait, never mind. I actually have no idea how Terra moves work. But I think it's something like that. It's something like a buddy move. I think I saw this in Absol-utely's Datamine, that you can use this. Let me just quickly check on Absol-utely's Datamine for a bit. And hopefully that I might have remembered that correctly. So, Sting Pair information. Finding Kieran. And Kieran's not passive skill, but where the heck is the Tera move? Okay, guys, apparently there is no deactivation condition. So I have no idea how this actually works. But if I'm not mistaken, in terms of if you look at Carmine's, I haven't exactly taken a look at her kit again, but I think Carmine has a limit for her, for her terrestrial move, while Kieran does not. So this also hits every single opponent, and it lowers one random stat: attack, defense, special attack, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness, and it will not be lowered even if there are multiple targets. In addition, it can double in damage. It can lower one of the opponent's following stats by 2 at random, and then that's that. So he terrestrializes into fighting type. That means fighting type moves get a little boost in damage. So I guess I'll have to see how Carmine's moves work, but from what I read in other Datamine information, that fighting type moves will get a 1.5 times multiplier in terms of damage. And then, instead of using Breaking Swipe, which can lower attack stat minus all other 3 more stats, this can lower more stats. This alone can lower 2 stat ranks at random, And then another chance of lowering 2 stat random minus those stats again. So this is a very nice debuffer. Plus, it has a 50% chance also of doubling in damage as well as many other things. So this is only a 2-move gauge attack. This is way stronger than a breaking swipe. So probably you want to use this instead. And that's that. He is a very good debuffer. And then you have your sting move start over from 0 Tera Blast, which hits only one opponent, sadly. And he is a field unit, so he can extend or he can bring in fighting zone. And then you get, as a texting pair, you get to multiply your damage by 1.5 times. Now, if you read back here, Kitakami Sunlight will turn the field of play into fighting zone when you turn the weather sunny. And you can turn the weather sunny a couple of times. You can turn it 3 times just by using red ripe sunny day. You can use this an unlimited number of, or 3 times, as long as your HP is at 50% or above. So that's that. Plus, you can get to raise your sing move up next effect by 2 stat ranks. So that makes things really interesting. And as someone that can lower your sing move countdown, kind of like a sprint unit as well. So like a field unit, like a sprint unit, he has potions. So that makes him a semi support unit, a tech unit in the form of debuffing of the opponent. So a lot of things compress into one. So let's take a look at his sync grid. You have Headstrong, you have Sync Freebie, Sunscreen 2 to lower the damage, Healing Sun, you have Brawling Acceleration, speeds up the move gauge when there's Fighting Zone, you have Endurance at 3 out of 5, you have Super Sun 4. This is a nice multiplier. If it's sunny, you have a 50% chance of giving yourself super effective up next effect. That's a 1.5 times multiplier. You have Sunny Team moves up to 20% increase in damage for all your attacks, for all your allies. Strike Sync move boosts up 1/9. When you hit 3 opponents, you get to raise your sync moves up next effect plus 3, and that's a 30% increase in your sync move damage. You have another multiplier, Haymaker. You can easily maximize your attack stat. Fall Fighting 3 for another damage multiplier for your normal attacks. You have Sync Burst 1 to restore 1 MP for the user. I think this applies to every single one. Even your buddy move, even your potion, even your trainer move. And then Sun and Fighting Zone extension. Here we go again. A lot of complaints from ArcSuit Ethan and ArcSuit Silver. I saw your comments. And this one is similar. It's just a Sun extension, but at least it's both a Sun and Fighting Zone extension 3. So, lots of multipliers for the Sync move. You have your Tera. I think this will have a little boost in terms of your Tera type as well. I'm not sure, guys. You have a multiplier in terms of power play, the best multiplier out there. The lower your opponent's stats are, the stronger the damage. You have if you Fighting Zone, that's another multiplier. If you have him 6-star or EX roll, you get a 1.5 times multiplier in terms of damage. You have Super Sun, 50% chance of giving you a super effective. That's a 1.5 times multiplier as well. You have Strike Sync moves up boost 1/9, which is a multiplier depending on how high the stat rank up is, a maximum of 100 times or 100% increase in damage. And then Haymaker, the higher attack stat is, he has a lot of multipliers going with this one. Sad thing about this sync pair, he can only hit one opponent with their sync move. If he can hit everyone, I would love that, but just one opponent. All right. So, in terms of other sync grid tiles, you have Potion Master Healer. You have Won't Hold Back MP Refresh so that you can max out everyone's attack stats and everything. You have Topaz Blast Move Gauge Refresh, Breaking Swipe Attack Trap 4 so that you can get to, trap the opponent. I'm not sure if there are anything that has things to do with if the opponent has interference or something like that. Um, I do not see anything about interference, but yeah, that just traps the opponent. And then Potion MP refresh 2, and then Breaking Swipe can also reduce the opponent's accuracy over here. But remember that you can already reduce the opponent's accuracy just by having your, just by attacking the opponent any single time. Super sweet syrupy apple will already lower the opponent's accuracy. Even if you do not use breaking swipe, even if you use your Tera attack or some other thing, you can already lower the opponent's accuracy. So he gets two Sing Move power-up tiles, and that's that. That's Kieran, guys. And yeah, as far as I can say right now, I'm still confused with how terrestrialization works. I'm gonna wait and see, and if I feel that it's necessary to make another video, we might make a new one with Kieran. But I think we've discussed mostly the things about Kieran. Again, let's keep it at level 150 because 200 is just overkill. And it's gonna be very hard to make him level 200. So that's our bait unit. A very, very strong in terms of sync move damage. He can debuff pretty crazily. In fact, if you get lucky, you can debuff the opponent with just one Tera attack. You can debuff two stats or two stat ranks of one stat. 50% chance of lowering another two stat ranks. Your passive skill Super Sweet Syrupy Apple will lower 3 stat ranks, 7 stat ranks down. By having the Weather Sunny, by having Fighting Zone, and just by attacking the opponent. Up to 7 stats in one attack. We had that with Signature Leon, but it's a 50% chance. This one is almost a 100% chance you can get at least 5 stats down, and another extra 2 at 50%. And best of all, if Signature Leon can only lower one opponent's stats, this can lower every single opponent's stats in one go. So guys, that is Kieran and Hydrapple. Is he meta? We're gonna see if terrestrialization is meta with the release of Carmine, which I'm gonna scout for tomorrow when he comes out, she comes out. So I'll be making showcase videos probably, and we'll discuss how terrestrialization works. But he's the bait unit. So if you're scouting, good luck, because we're probably getting 3. I do not know. Master Fairs, Arc Suits probably. I do not know for the 6th-year anniversary. So until then, good luck with you guys. This is my Patreon if you want to, rather coffee page if you want to help me out monetarily. And this is my precious supporters. These are my precious supporters. Thank you so much to my members as well as my patrons for your continued support. Thank you, Sophia, Colin, Alcin, Roy, Luca, Jeremy, Ewiz, Apsaris. Ha! That's it. I'll see you in the next video. It's 4 a.m. and I have to go to work. I have work on mornings now for Tuesday. Good luck to me. Bye-bye. Right.